special edition. A mysterious alien has landed on our planet.
All right.
The name of this mysterious visitor? One Jebediah Kerman, a hometown hero. After an incredible 11-day mission to the moon, Jebediah Kerman was able to successfully return to his home planet, where a hero's welcome awaited him. People came from around the country to lavish him in attention and glory. Influential people from all around the world came to see. All of Kerbal has come to celebrate the momentous achievement. Join me and many others around our wonderful globe in celebration of the incredible accomplishment of the one Jebediah Kerman, our hometown hero. Godspeed and safe skies to Jebediah Kerman.
Yay! Woo! Simoon Cola, we got Jeff home safe.
Yay!
And the second trip, we had some.
Yay, Jeb didn't die.
Yes. Yay, Jeb didn't die. So
For once. However.
well, no, look, we did good. Like, I got this trophy for. Oh, you can't see it. It's backwards. It's.
That's fine.
I got a trophy for excellence in piloting for subnominal re-entry with a partially detached heat shield. Is great. My friends gave me. Oh, what's that? Oh, hang on. The boss is calling. Let's see here. Hang on just a sec. Uh-oh. This is not good for me. Okay. Sure. Oh no. I got it all recorded. Twitch's fault.
No.
Oh, well, I grant you, she don't know how to fly.
That was horrible. It was a struggle to reboard. Pilot. Out. Horrifying. Order from the desk of Missile Defense Department of the Armed Forces.
Uh-oh.
Defense.
I gotta give back my trophy now. I stripped it off. Aw.
Big bummer, man.
Whatever. She's alive.
That was awesome. Yay!
Yay,
Thank you
you,
so much. That
MeltedClowns.
was really great. Melted down and used to make new capsules.
I hope not. This was a
Alright, so
pretty
we
cheap
have a
trophy.
plan.
Excuse me. We do have a bit of a plan. And the plan is... Yeah, that was a write-off. Yes, the plan is to do some nearby flights with the Science Junior. So we're not going nearly as fast. Hang on a second, I've got my mic screaming at me in my own ear.
You're screaming at yourself?
Yeah, my mic is on, I'm hearing myself. Alright, that's gone. But you should still be able to hear me.
I can hear you.
Alright. Oh, he's out and about. Alright. See, I wonder if this makes things go a little better.
Well, you can already go get your capsule anyway.
Yeah, we'll go get some things started here. So.
Well, that wasn't too cool.
That wasn't too long. We were just now getting back in our game here. So the plan is, all right, apparently I can't move it while it's loading. Oh, there it goes. You hear the birds are chirping?
Hey.
Oh, how about now? Still birds?
I did not hear birds chirping.
There should be birds chirping. Ah.
I will need to step out in 5 minutes to flip the bird.
Alright. Well, we gotta rearrange some Kebal. Can you hear them now?
Yeah, I hear the bird.
Good. Dude's a bit high. How's about there, birds? I've got a... Well, yeah, I hear it regardless of the settings in the stream software. I hear it the same level, so it's kind of messing with me, but I will struggle through.
You didn't think to put the backwards writing on the...
No, I did not think to reverse the writings on the trophy, but that's okay.
EVA training.
Yeah, that's one thing we could do. We could do some EVA training while she's just only in orbit and can maybe skydive down on her own.
Mandatory.
Alright, we'll try that.
Do it early so that it doesn't sound like clip show. No skydiving. I agree.
No skydiving. She's gonna pull a Baumgartner.
That's horrible.
Alright, so we're off to the VAB. Let's see, I think the Lunar Bust 1, which got us out to the moon and back, but didn't have the Science Junior. That's probably a decent craft to go with for some EVA training.
The biggest failure was the moment I pinpointed and hands off.
Well, let's see, there's two tanks. We can put you over here.
Like 2 chains. 2 tanks. You did maintain altitude during re-entry, which caused science module to be exposed to plasma.
Yes, that was a problem. Already? Yep. Giving me some...
Attitude, not altitude.
Yeah.
I don't have my glasses on. It's gonna be real fun.
Yeah, attitude is how we're pointed, right? And altitude is how far up we are.
Means the direction and angle, etc.
Yeah.
Now he knows, I don't need to know.
Oh.
What do I need to know for? You're the one doing it. I'm just as pretty and watching it.
Eat my muse. Oh, that's not right. That's better.
Why are we modifying this vessel?
Well,
Yeah, why are you?
well, because it had a whole lot of extra tanks. You're welcome. It had 6 tanks where I can get away with 3. And that should reduce cost and part count. And, you know, because we're going to go up and fly around a
Are you
bit.
fixing something that ain't broken?
Okay.
Okay. You say so. I don't think he should. I think he should leave it the way it was.
Alright. Override me. That's fine.
Overriding.
Don't save the modified. I really need to delete all these old dingus rockets. They need to go to the Museum of Dingusy.
Or at least make a new version.
Yeah.
No, don't make a new version that takes 472 hours.
Alright. So this is a good little module, which, by the way...
Like save moon R bus modify for Sunday.
Yeah. Real quick, I gotta run out and do this real quick.
Real quick.
Real quick.
Run out and do something.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Taking our flag.
It should take 472 hours to build and design a rocket. But you
No, it
watched
shouldn't.
it, right? Well, it's maybe 472 minutes. Seconds. A lot of seconds.
Where is it? Where is
I tend to
it?
exaggerate. I am a drama queen.
What happened to my flag?
Oh, and the official flag, yes! He has a flag. He's worked extensively
I made
on
a
it.
flag.
It's pretty awesome.
But where is it? What happened to my flag?
I don't know. I saw it in my house.
Did I not? I must not have accepted or something.
It only appears on the capsule, and it's small.
Oh, that's right. I checked it all out in Sandbox, so I guess in Sandbox you get to see more of it. But whatever. More disappointments of Sandbox mode.
I keep telling you, don't even try to do that.
Alright. So, do we have
He
any
did get spoiled. You got
electrical?
spoiled.
So the only electrical we have is a battery pack, but we have no solar.
Spoiled
Dang it.
in Sandbox where the cats poop.
It is not a cat poop rocket.
So all Sandboxes, cats poop in all Sandboxes. Don't lie to me.
Alright. Well, we know we can get to orbit. We can do some science in orbit, right? We can get back. Maybe with the battery pack we can do a little bit more.
You need either A, earn, or use science, or buy solar.
Buy solar? I didn't know we could buy. I thought we could only do science to get stuff. I got some cash. 282,000 dinguses. Kerbal dollars, I don't know what they're called.
Buy, earn, same thing. You use science points.
Yes, speaking of which, we might as well throw a goo capsule on here or something.
Goo capsule?
Yes, it's called a mystery goo capsule.
Mystery goo.
And
I'm not down for no mystery goo, man. I'm gonna have to say no.
but it's cool.
You spin science to unlock stuff.
Yes, we've done a lot of that.
Mystery goo sounds fun. Let's see. There's some mystery goo that I have found fun. I'm not gonna lie.
But,
That green stuff, I don't know what it is. It's mystery goo. Well,
Mission
how much do you
flag.
need for a solar panel?
There we go, now we got a flag. The solar panel,
Well, that's a big flag.
it's about as zoomed in as you can get. I'm not sure. Interesting mount for a thermometer to just
Solar,
kind of be.
yes, very good, yes.
Well, let's go do a quick look for solar, eh? Save that real quick.
Be right back and check.
Please don't
Murder,
die.
Please don't die.
Let's see, R&D. Alright, so, solar
Should
you
be
say.
near the bottom of the science tree. Be right back.
Science tree.
Spines your chair up.
Let's see. Electrics.
It sounds like I'm in a barrel.
Well, if, I think we need to get closer to the mic for that. The heavy rocketry, that's not it. Guess it was electrics. That would make sense, right? 90.
Solar panel.
Yeah, right? Would that be in here? There you go. Photovoltaic panel.
Oh, buffering.
Oh, buffering.
Back for 5 minutes.
No, it says
It
it's
says
just,
something if you're buffering, do something, but it went away.
yeah. We're getting 2600 kilobits or so. I've set it for 25. We get 30 frames a second. It doesn't seem like it's using 11% of the CPU.
It was a little bit. Not too bad, really. I think it might be Twitch itself.
Yeah, it's also on my side. I think if I go to simpler screens like these, then it has a chance to sort of catch up.
I already asked him if he could buy his way to better stuff. Which is known to do stuff. Oh boy.
Illuminator kits. There we go. That's the one. Simple panel with no sun tracking. You just mount it on the side. Costs 75 things, but we need 90 for science to research them. Yes. Yeah,
So we
83
need,
science.
83 science.
Let's go check the missions real quick, see what missions we can do.
How many science do you have?
6.5. Aha! Oh, Moon Rock. Rescue somebody from orbit of Kerbal. How did Sheldon get up there?
Sheldon?
It says rescue Sleeden? Sleeden, maybe, from orbit of Kerbal. When did he get up there? Test that stupid heat shield. I know, but that's so, like... We got... Really? 4 science for completion?
To explore the moon?
Wait a minute. That can't be right. That's the heat shield, right? Nope, science data from the surface.
Your next best output for science return. If you manage to return safely, these Kerbals are randomly generated in orbit.
Ah! Good, I didn't put them there, so there. Somebody else deserves a write-up too.
Let us not dwell.
Alright.
You get more science from sample itself, from the sample itself.
I see. Oh, dang it! I didn't mean to do that. Whatever.
What?
I accidentally canceled a contract. Probably cost me all sorts of money. Stuff like that. I meant to go back. Alright.
Maybe CPU isn't the issue, but memory usage.
I don't know, I got like 12 or 16 gig in this thing. I just upgraded it to whatever the max it could hold was. I don't know, 32? I don't know, I go look it up, but I'm afraid it would slow us down even further.
Because we had video delay already. Buffering and having dropouts and buffering. So we're like 40 minutes into it.
It says memory usage is
28.
1285 megabytes. So 1.2 gig of memory usage. And I mind you, this is just OBS. I think
OBS or whatever crapping out.
Yeah, I think it's OBS that's giving me the headache and not being able to.
Everything was fine for a little bit. I
Yeah.
know. That's what irks me.
Yeah, like overall, I'm burning 31% of memory and 60% of CPU.
Seems like a memory leak or something. They're watching us.
They're tracking our every move. Well, we can stop and restart and see if that helps.
That's a bummer. He's
I
gonna
hate
eat
that.
his burger anyway. Right now it catches up, he said.
Again, I think it will catch up if, yeah, I'm looking at it. I popped up a task manager and the like. So, I'm thinking it's,
Randomly I hear a bird tweet.
made it self-conscious, yeah.
Let's not hope. It does not. I don't want it self-conscious. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it always wants to work when you're staring at, but I can't tell you how many times people are like, it's not working, it's not working. I walk in there.
So
it's
go
working
for
out.
the lunch. Go for the... Do it.
Do it,
Whatever
do it.
you're doing.
Alright, so we're gonna just jump up into orbit, get a little science. Hopefully, we haven't done much with the mystery goo yet. That should be something useful.
Mystery goo. It's self-aware.
Oh no.
My phone is self-aware, so why not?
Right. Yeah. Kerbal says not responding at the moment. So, means it's...
My mic sounds like I'm talking in a barrel.
I don't know what to do about that. Mine, I think, sounds kind of like that. I don't know. I got an official space headset. It is the
Do you have a 14-second delay?
Oof. Yeah, I think that was in the transition. And a 14-second buffer size. I'm not sure where to set all that. Let's see. Doesn't seem to be working too hard right now. It's got a big green box in the bottom.
You gonna take Jebediah? Not Valentina?
Yeah, because Jebediah can control the SAS. What do you call it? He's got prograde and retrograde. Val doesn't have that.
Burgers. Be right back. Gonna see if the burgers are done. Try not to die. I hope you don't need me. I know. I hope they don't need you either.
Well, we could probably get to orbit safely. Probably.
Probably. Maybe.
Alright. Let's go for it.
Alright.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Staging is ready.
He's busy. Burgers.
And we're off. And we're going to cruise over slightly. We want to do our eastward trajectory. Just gentle. Oh, no, too much rotation now. Oh, no, don't roll. Counter roll. Counter roll. Up. Over. Oh, go up and over.
5-second delay.
Oi. And maybe once we're safe in orbit, we'll split and be back. Ah, here it goes. Staging separation boosters. Calm down now. Calm down now.
It's a clip show.
Aww. Having some stability issues here.
He said try not to die.
I'm trying. I'm
He's
trying not to die. Trying to get into space. But get into orbit, more importantly. There we go. Stay there. Oh, no. Not that far.
I wonder if it'd be easier to have a steam voice call to try to avoid delay. Like a steam voice call? Or like super important comes stuff on there?
I am unaware of such things.
Like a clip show? Yeah, for me too.
Sad.
He's so sad. I don't want to make him cry on camera.
Well, we're gonna go for orbit, and then we'll try and adjust the clip show, perhaps, or
He's
maybe
gonna
it
cry. Roll program seems okay when there's a good frame good. With frame good.
Well, it was briefly, but then again, I don't think it's too horrendous. We got an APO in 2 minutes. We're kind of cockeyed to the moon. Oh, the Steam version of Kerbal? Yes.
I don't know
off.
if the Steam version it is.
So the game system is called Steam, and then the game itself is Kerbal inside Steam, the system. And so Steam also has streaming and other such things. Although I haven't really got to look at it.
If you have Steam, you can use Steam Tech. If you have low memory usage, voice call.
Ah.
We've barely figured this out.
I know.
It's pretty good if you can't use Discord or Skype due to CPU or memory reasons.
Alright. Well, we'll check into that in a bit. Let's see, right now I want to see what I need to get to an orbit. Roughly that. Burn time in 1 second.
Oh boy. But we can't actually see what's going on with you, so you're on your own.
Am I firing?
Steam is a game providing service, not so much the system.
Why? Oh, I got no fuel, that's why. I was like, why am I not flying? I've done burnt that stage already, that's why. That's why I need this out, so I can see where my fuel is.
You can see. I can't see crap.
It's
so
true.
far behind. The chat delay makes things challenging. For real. He's
Doesn't
sitting
it?
right across from me.
Yeah, unfortunately we are using the same network connection for up and down. Up on mine and down on hers.
That's
So
what
there
she
is that.
said.
She has a little Tourette's when it comes to some dirty jokes, I guess. Dirty joke Tourette's.
See that thing?
You only said what she said.
That's not dirty.
Boy, these burns take forever. Barely got any fuel.
Like if I was just in the room smoking a cigarette and wearing 60s clothes with a big wired headset. Totally.
Not my fault it's wired. They didn't have this technology in the 60s. That looks like a stable orbit. What's our APO? 283 and 170. Yes, that was the idea.
That is the idea.
And collect a little mystery goo science.
Mystery goo science. I'm interested in what mystery goo science is as well.
Observe the mystery goo. Mystery goo observation in space near Kerbal.
Any person that just came in,
Goo seems to have clumped into a sphere and has become brittle.
like doing EVA in a nice, safe orbit and getting comfortable with directional control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the controls are really touchy. I think there was something that was supposed to give me, like, you know, fine grain control.
The goo seems to have dumped into a sphere. What?
So there's the goo. Well, it's very cold out there in space, so. So now that we looked at that, we can review the data. Our 2-point something science. Oh, we didn't have time to make the t-shirt of Val saying, I went all the way to the moon and all I got was 2.7 science.
I do know a place that'll do it.
So if we reset the goo container, oh, look at that, it closed. Hey, nice. Can we observe it again later? I don't know. Guess we'll see. We're gonna do a little EVA training, you said.
W forward, S backwards, A left, D right, ascend up, shift, descend, down, control.
I think the buttons are more difficult than the joystick. Quite frankly.
We're not real gamers.
Yeah, true.
standard WASD controls with shifting control. We're just
Yeah.
like real gamers.
Certainly not keyboard.
He knows all the shortcuts for all the stuff that I have no idea.
Yeah, all the control copy paste kind of things. That's about it. Alright, so we're cruising around in orbit. Some time to do an EVA, eh? Ah. Fast disengaged.
Don't get out of the thing, that's all.
I don't know the joystick controls.
I don't know the joystick controls. Well, it's the same thing, right?
Alright. So if he lets go here, he'll start floating around, right?
Don't.
Well, that's EVA training, is letting go and rocketing
please
around.
don't die.
So,
Oh, I can't watch this. Oh, this is the worst.
alright.
Did we confirm safe orbit? No.
Well, let's see.
What's safe orbit?
That looks relatively
You're
safe.
just hugging on the thing.
Let's see. 170 and
Didn't do a
283.
checklist. We didn't do a checklist. No.
What would be the checklist? Alright. Get back on board. What would be our checklist for EVA training?
I'm gonna stay out of this one.
We've got the SAS disengaged, which is kind of annoying.
You think this is bad? Try landing and doing it with the robot.
So,
I don't even know if we can land on the moon. Safe orbit confirmed.
yes, this is true. Now, if we EVA,
You are go for EVA training, Jebediah. He
is
thinks that you're okay to go.
he does. I don't know. Is
Oh, boy.
the ball worth a darn for this?
It'd be easier to do it orally.
Again, what she said.
Exactly what he said. She said. It'd be easier if we do it orally. It's exactly what a dude would say.
Ah! Where did you go way that fast for? What? Oh, 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 oh. I'm gonna learn that trick fast. Alright.
Voice chat to compete, checkoffs, etc. Yeah, I'm sure that the drop-offs won't happen after that. There he goes. Nav ball on. There he goes.
If I could just get him facing the right direction. Oh, she can't stand the drama. And she's out. Then kill Jeb. Ah! No warp. Ugh. I literally just let go, and he leapt away from the craft. Don't know why.
Moving away.
Stream voice chat uses almost no memory. Alright, so how do we get him back?
Oh boy. What are you doing? He doesn't know.
We're floating around in space. You're
You're
dead.
dead. Damn it.
How do I get back? Ah! I can't get him to slow down.
He's voice chat with her.
Ah! Would you stop spinning? I don't even know what to do to stop him from spinning. The nav ball isn't connected to me. The nav ball is just sitting there.
Do not lose visual contact. Oh, look! There was a target. They're going in a ladder.
No, he's not. We're just flying away from him really fast. Ah, okay.
Target craft.
Target craft, you say? Like, look straight at it? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Alright. Very touchy with the controls. Rotate myself around that way. Alright. Rotate myself around that way. Oh, I managed to get back last time.
Double click craft.
.3 meters a second.
Double click craft.
I did.
I can't see.
Ah. Gotta tell you the.
Auto saving.
Alright. Go straight towards the craft.
You are slowly getting it.
Isn't? It doesn't seem to be going down.
Cannot explain with the delay.
Well, I know that I can go straight up if I point my head at him like Superman style.
I think the mission is impossible without clones.
We're not ones to give up, you know we aren't. At least not easily.
We don't give up. Are you getting closer, or is it going farther away?
Now we're getting closer. We're getting closer, so now I just need to try and maintain some sort of stability. Pointing at the craft.
You need to keep burning until it gets positive velocity at target. To target.
Yes, we got that, but now I'm all wobbly in space.
All the new people coming in to watch us that we might die in space.
Ah! The nerves. Quit wobbling around in circles, Jeb.
Well, if he's steadily changing mine, I'm melted found on stream. How's he gonna get there? He's doing this.
We're going to have to seriously pause for a bit. Quit flipping around. There. The only way I can get him to quit flipping.
You're wobbling due to joystick controls and it conflicting with your mouse, I think.
I'm trying to do nothing with the mouse.
Not enough drama for everybody to stay.
Oh, it's very nerve-wracking.
Look my butt fucker.
Doesn't it?
I think you should revert.
Ah.
Don't give him any ideas, you know he will.
Well,
keep trying, but you might not make it.
Well, we'll keep trying until we run out of fuel. And if we can't get there with... If we run out of fuel, then we'll revert. Alright, 7 meters a second approaching.
It's kind of hard to explain because I need to ask questions for you to try things and confirm inputs.
Alright.
Well, perhaps when he knows what the hell is going on with this, he'll hit you up on stream. This is why they use tethers.
I was gonna say,
Even with safer units.
don't we have a tether? Do I have to, like, buy a tether? What's that about?
I don't know, but everybody left because you're not dying.
I'm not dying fast enough for them.
Getting closer!
It is.
Yep.
But quit moving around.
I don't think you've mastered orientation.
You think?
Really? Or his butt is towards it?
It's not. It's.
There are no tethers in Kerbals. I imagine they'd be glitchy as hell.
Woo! We just gonna flip around in circles for a while. Because I can't get this stupid thing to behave.
A good target approach speed is 3 meters per second.
Yeah. Like it's going.
Make sure the yellow open circle prograde is on top of the pink target.
Yeah. So, unfortunately,
It's going away from you, Gam.
yes.
Ah.
Dang it. Stand up straight. Quit moving. See, this is because there's no sass apparently on this one. You just gotta.
That is how you know you're on target. He is definitely not on target. It is moving away from him at a rapid pace. You're supposed to click on it.
I've got it targeted. Because I'm doing 6.7 meters a second, but it's flying away from me.
Oh man. Rain, that's for you. Capcom is about.
Bullets.
You the stingray!
Why is he rotating? Quit rotating. This gets so wobbly so fast. I tell ya.
This is a total control issue with joystick versus mouse. Since it's causing you to rotate rather than auto stop, which it's supposed to.
What does the mouse do then?
What does a mouse do? Auto
I mean-
stop.
Just clicking the mouse?
Joystick versus mouse control conflict.
Where would I get rid of one or the other? Yeah, if I warp briefly and then stop it, it stops me from wobbling all around. Now if I can get oriented like that, and
Mouse allows you to tilt.
tilt.
Like holding mouse on jab. I don't know, it's just going far away from you.
Yes, he is. You're saying I gotta keep the mouse off of jib?
On jab.
On jib?
Like holding the mouse on jab.
And that'll help him stabilize?
The point is the rocket pack is supposed to stop rotation automatically.
Hmm. That has not been my experience. It has. Oh, let's do an EVA report, why not?
Like I said, hard to explain.
Oh no. No
It
target.
seems like it's not working.
Hmm. Alright.
For some reason, the rotation is not stopping. Something is wrong.
Can we get out to settings without I guess we'd have to leave the game and leave him floating in space while we go figure this out.
Oh God.
I don't know. Main menu. Should we go check it out? Is there anything under this settings? Let's see. Audio volume, difficulty
Can you
level.
phrase that? Pause it. If you add it to your friends list on stream, we can solve this in a few minutes.
Let us find Steam here.
Never do EB again. Revert.
Let's see. Steam friend. Search. Is it all just spelled the same?
What?
I'm asking him if his Steam name.
He told you Steam name up there. I can find.
Alright.
Did he get it to you? Because I can't see
Well,
it.
maybe it's just requires us. Search all of Steam.
MeltedClowns.
Friends on Steam, is that where I'm looking? There we go.
Friends, yeah, maybe.
Nick from Oregon. Oregon. Alright, I think we're all lined up. Sent the invite. This is good, you'll be the first friend on Steam, because I haven't done anything there either.
That's me.
Alright.
He's gonna talk to you.
I believe. Something sounds like it's ringing. Capcom West here, he says. Start talking.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear, but I don't know.
Okay. So I can hear you and everything like that.
Alright.
I'm going to mute the stream so that I don't go insane.
Yeah, right.
So the problem with your EVA right now
Besides being
is
too far away.
that, well, besides being way too far away and, you know, being in terrible danger and about to die.
Of course.
Normally, from my memory, I haven't played Kerbal in a while because my computer died.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Normally, the auto rotation should stop. The safer system or the rocket belt that's used on the actual suit should stop rotation automatically.
Yeah, like kind of like.
For some reason, that's not happening.
Kind of like the fast would.
Yeah, I don't know why that's not happening really.
I don't know. I guess we.
Because as long as you have SAS, well, I wouldn't leave them in space. I would revert and then maybe, or you can leave them in space as diagnostic, and just like go back to him.
Okay. Yeah.
But
that sounds like
if you leave him up there and his craft drifts away, he may never be able to get back onto that craft ever again.
Okay. Yeah, you may not have enough.
I hope you realize. Yeah.
So, well, we'll try it just for the diagnostics anyway. Back off to.
Yeah, the thing I wonder about that is because I always use keyboard, and it might be like a keyboard thing to auto-stabilize or something. I don't know.
Also,
You
not
definitely
from my
want to probably.
experience.
You also want to look at like, yeah, the main menu settings, because for some reason the in-game settings can't do certain things.
Yeah, I know.
Well, actually, there's a good reason for that, because of how the game is optimized. It just you're messing with the laws of physics while playing is a bad idea.
Yeah. Oh, I've got all the sensitivity.
Well,
Difficult to
within
maintain.
reason.
I don't know what's 50.
I don't use joystick, I don't know. And I don't know what the controller is, and
Well,
it's like this is
the
like you
Xbox
speaking
One.
Russian and me speaking English. We have to somehow make this work together and build a space station.
Yeah. No, I've actually done that a few times, but mostly they were very interesting. Luckily, everybody spoke.
Yeah. As long as everyone knows some language
Right.
that they can share, or like pictures. It's like, you know what this is? Yeah, that's an apple. Okay, good.
But we'll cut it down to 50. That helps it.
The thing about EVA, and this is what I was trying to say in chat, but there's too much of a delay, is everything you do has an equal and opposite reaction if you want to stop.
Right. And that's the problem in trying to stop hyper.
Yeah. And also the fact that you got to react quickly, man. Like, I know you like to think things out and do this, but you got to be fast. You got to be Jeb, Valentina, their lives are in your hands.
Absolutely.
And I'm Capcom. And do you know how much trouble I'll get in if something happens on my watch? You know what'll happen. They've threatened you before. The missile defense people know where you live.
Right.
They're very good at targeted reentry. It's scary.
There he is.
Man,
Space. What is
the
going
stream
on?
is so far behind.
Okay, so now it looks like his pack is stabilizing it. It does.
Okay, that's good.
World
So-
is our target.
Now, as I was kind of saying before, you targeted the thing, or this targeted the capsule. Good.
We keep finding him. I think we lost him.
You lost a visual confirmation of target. Look around. Look around. Just look around. Scan. Use the nav ball to visually target your target. Remember, the target is not the trifoil one. It's the rounded one. Rounded pink one. That's your target. Even if you can't see your target, if you're targeted, that's a good thing. Because you can just move in that direction and pray that you'll eventually see it.
But he's
Yeah, it doesn't take that long. Oh, well, there it is. Okay, it's one. I got visual confirmation here. 1,037 meters. You're good. As long as you don't get farther than 4,000 meters, you're generally fine.
1,000 meters.
Just, yeah.
Kilometers in space. Sounds scary.
Oh yeah. That's after that you might lose visual contact forever and die.
Alright, I just tried.
And that's just me being honest.
Well,
Sure.
So yeah. So you want to try to get that magic open onion ring of, prograde over your target. And that means you're moving in the direction of your target. Pretty simple.
how do we? I like
You might
different-
want to over aim, if that makes any sense. If your prograde is way to the left and your target is right in the middle, aim to the right of the target until your prograde is centered over the target in the nav ball. Oh, this is so much easier.
Target. Pass.
A little right to the target. Ultimately, however you can figure out to get that round magical prograde right over that target, inside of that pink outer ring, you're good. And you also want to make sure you're not approaching at a dangerous speed. No more than 8 meters per second.
Going 900. Not quite headed.
Like I mentioned, you can like aim past, correct for the angle by, you know, if it's right in the middle, aim to the right. If you, it'll make sense eventually. Like burning right at the target won't necessarily work.
Right.
You gotta go to slightly past the target, if that makes any sense. And I can't say like left or right or up or down because you're rotating and the nav ball's rotating. But also ultimately, like, draw a line from your prograde to your target, and then just go a little bit past the target on that line. And you should be good like 9 times out of 10. The best thing to do is just slow, careful corrections. Because if you screw up, you can fix it. As long as it's slow.
Right.
I'm waiting for the stream to catch up. Seeing what you're doing. Oh, you're getting close to your target. When you get within, like, what's your readout distance? 722, you want to lower your speed to maybe, for every 100 meters, lower your speed by 1 meter per second. Like, it's not exact, but, you know, like, throttle down as you get closer. Start trying to shed some of that speed so you can park. And then slowly approach. Basically, you pull up to the outside of the house, slam on the brakes, and then slowly walk up to the house, as an analogy.
Target.
Like I said, you have to aim past the target, like below the target. It might not make sense, but you're trying to think of like trying to pull the prograde to a point, but don't go too far. Because if you go too far, you know, it actually starts working against you. I probably should have said this a lot earlier, but well, maybe it's not a good time to think about stuff like this. But your EVA consumables, like how much jet rocket pack fuel you have. Might want to keep track of that.
Or auto lock.
Or auto rotation stop. Which isn't even the right word, because auto rotation is like helicopters.
Yeah, right. Well, it does not
Automatic rotation arresting.
Yeah, it does not seem to stabilize using this joystick. I reset it.
Okay, guys, 1 hour.
But we're getting a lot of...
Are you? Is this helpful? Yes. Okay.
As long as it's
You
not-
need EVA training or you'll die.
Or I'll die. Die with or without it.
Well, you nearly frickin' died last time.
Only nearly.
In interlunar space on a return trajectory. If you didn't get in, you would have burned to death.
Yeah, probably. I've seen that happen before.
Actually, it would be a combination of being burned to death and torn apart and crushed. Marvelous.
Once you have to... Auto
Yeah. Joystick, I don't know why it doesn't have that. Maybe it's an option that you can enable or something. But I always use keyboard and the mouse.
Yeah, unfortunately. So long.
Aim directly at target and just give it some boom. Just get that prograde going, and then you, while you're in transit, turn retrograde, and then prepare to fire a retrograde burn to stop your forward motion. I feel like I should give you some realistic comm chatter to distract you.
Oh yeah, that's what we need. We're distractions.
What?
Realistic phone chat. Oh, I'm having fun, sister.
No, he's not.
Jebediah's biometric readings are indicating a heightened awareness. Galvanic reaction is above expected.
Why did your rocket packs?
Well, it's not normally useless.
I don't
Normally an extremely powerful tool that can do brain surgery with, but
Bummer.
I've done stunts with it. It's fun. But first starting out, it is going to be a little weird.
But
Heightened awareness.
like very, very aware of his surroundings.
Heightened awareness is like one step away from like an adrenaline rush. It's just like you can't hear your hurt yet. You're very heightened awareness.
He's gonna
You're like-
bounce off the poor thing.
This is what Jeb's thinking right now. What's going on? What's happening? Why can't I be at home playing video games?
It's a clip show, I just can't do it.
Oh, it went clip show on you? Well,
Yeah, that's why we have the
It's been
comms.
that way for a while.
I can hear you, and I can still help. That's the power of the Capcom. We've lost visual telemetry. We still have
It's
comms.
upside down.
yes,
Seriously.
Okay.
there's gotta be, come on. But we'll go figure out why.
Yeah, I know. I try to figure these things out before I put anyone in danger.
Can you help?
I don't know. I do anything.
Helping so far.
I'm doing things. I'm trying.
Yeah,
It's up to him, though. He's the pilot. I'm Capcom.
Rocket.
Oh, Jed.
Oh, Jim. Oh, Jim.
This is ground control to Major Tom.
Come on, fly toward you.
Is something wrong? Can you hear me, Major Jeb? Can you hear me?
Don't overshoot. You're overshooting. I can see it.
Going too
Just
fast.
cut your speed. Cut your speed.
Ah.
Gotta rotate. Gotta be fast. Come on. New York minute, man. Tick tock, tick tock. The Russians would have landed on the moon by now.
But rotating doesn't like change the orientation of his jet.
Now here's the thing. Can you hold the mouse on Jeb, like left click him and then like drag on him? Because that's how I used to be able to like spin him around. Or change the camera mode. Because the camera mode might allow you to have control. Oh, Jeb. He is rapidly flying away from the capsule now. This is why we don't televise these things. Because right now, the children at home would be traumatized. There you go. Oh, the camera. Now, keep changing the camera until you get Chase, I think. And then you might be able to have the autocorrect with the keyboard to do stuff. It might be easier, is what I'm trying to say. We are rapidly moving away from our capsule.
Hello, new person.
You can't drag rotate him. Pre-orbital. Why isn't Chase right behind him? Chase should be like right on his back, looking forward, like a chase camera. What the heck is going on? Yeah, this doesn't look very good, folks. You are past your 5-kilometer limit. We're going to start losing telemetry with Jeb. Do not disengage target.
Firing in the direction of the target.
Fire in the direction of the target. And then when you're like en route, figure out how to turn around. And then burn in the opposite direction of prograde, which is retrograde. Thus reducing the velocity relative to the capsule. And I know I'm probably making it sound a lot easier than it is. You can do this. Like, tons of astronauts and people did it, so you can totally do it. Well, that's why you have to, like, not aim directly at it. You have to remember to lean past it. Because if you do burn directly at it, you'll burn directly at it relative to where it is right now. But since you're both moving, you have to correct for the motion of the ocean and yeah. Dun, dun, dun. This is Kebal Kerman. I am feeling very still. The stars are very beautiful today. Tell my wife very much that I love her and the children. Tell my wife I love her and tell the cat that I'm sorry for calling it a sissy.
Oh, where are we going?
You are way out. Oh man, you are far past the point of. It's not a good sign when Capcom is laughing.
Oh man.
You are so screwed, man. Oh, the Cosmic Joker is here and he's got you. Got you. He thought it was real Capcom.
Oh, no.
I led you into deep space, never to return.
Directed me out into nowhere.
No, I'm just kidding. It's hard to do. For this whole thing with the camera not working and the autocorrect, like, this should be so easy.
So it's done,
Like, but it's not. And this is why I never use anything except the default control pattern of, like, every game ever. Because as soon as you start adding controllers or second monitors or all this extra frilly stuff, it just goes wrong. The Russians have it figured out. Keep it simple. Fix it with a hammer.
Yeah.
And if it can't be fixed with a hammer, get a new one. He is so far from home right now. I don't know what that's about. I've never heard of that before. Oh dear. I think EVAs are going to be on hold for a while. I think we're going to definitely focus on autonomous missions. If we had a chase camera that actually chased Jeb's back, like it should be looking over his shoulder, you'd be controlling this with the keyboard and relative to the mouse. It'd be so easy. I'd just tear the joystick out and throw it into space. It should just be looking over his shoulder. You shouldn't be able to rotate around him without him rotating.
Right.
Like he should be locked, or maybe it's locked. I don't know. Orbital, locked, chased. Anyway, his capsule is gone. Wait, there it is. He is now on its way without its master.
He went and bought that special.
The joystick. It does help for the rockets.
It does? Does it? Like, I mean, a real-life rocket doesn't use a joystick as much as, like, a bunch of little pulses, you know? Kind of like a keyboard. Doesn't it, when you think about it? Like, the joystick, I will admit, would be ideal for jets, but you said that you don't like to do jets because you do them in real life. Like, joysticks for, like, jets or rovers would make total sense, but for rockets, I don't know. Maybe.
I get what you say.
Yeah, you have a lot more gentle control. But because the rocket like wiggles and stuff, it's never really that smooth. And aerodynamic effects and as Capcom, I advise that you revert, but I think since you went to the tracking station, you can't revert, so
Now you tell me.
well, it's one of those things that I couldn't do, and then we got into chat, and now we can, so yeah. You have a save, right? Right? You have a save? You wouldn't have gone this far without a save, right?
Oh,
You don't have a save, you are. Ooh, boy. Jet might be there for a while. Okay. Well, you gotta Google it, or I'll Google it for you. UVA controls extravehicular. Oh. Press space. You found it just at the same time that I did. It's weird. Okay, maybe this is good. Yes. Yes, progress. I feel so bad for your wife slash roommate slash friend slash whoever that has to deal with this. Okay, I didn't know I had to cover all my bases.
Sorry for having to deal with this.
Because, like, what she said about, like, he tried to talk to me about this all week.
Is it?
I'm like, talk to me about it. I actually understand and like this stuff.
Well, she just wants to save it all for the stream so that we have more content.
Oh no, don't worry about that. We got tons of content, honey. We got millions. Yeah, tell her don't worry about it. Jeb will be fine. She can probably hear me, so whatever. It'll be fine. Don't worry. He's gonna die. Don't say that. Should have said hot mic.
Hot mic.
Hot mic, hot mic. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they fail to censor you? You say the F word in front of kids and make everyone cry at school.
Is it over?
No,
Is it?
Loading.
At this point, I don't know why you're still trying. I hate to be a jerk about it.
I'm practicing.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Okay. As long as you're getting oriented, that's all that matters. Failure that you can learn from is not a failure. Very interesting. Tell my wife I love her. She knows. Yeah, for her sanity and mine,
Alright.
EVA training is complete.
I can't even see it.
You have not passed necessarily.
Oh.
You are either to do this again and actually get back and hopefully not get any farther than 1 kilometer away.
We might as well try for 8 more minutes.
Yeah, right. Probably gonna be alright.
I mean,
Terribly far away on the map, man.
the other thing I was gonna say is I don't know what you expect to do in an hour.
Horrible, the video is horrible. Although I just
The video's fine on my end.
You MeltedClowns very well.
There's like a big delay in the chat, but I can still see what's happening. It's not too terrible. I got Capcom Direct, so I don't know about stream quality, but at least for me being able to help you. This is more about the Kerbal at this point.
It was 2 hours.
I'm a rocket man. It's gone. He's not getting back to target. Ever.
We're just burning up. We're burning towards start.
Yeah, he
I'm gonna refresh the page and see if it helps me to see anything.
and if you're not careful, you might end up deorbiting yourself. Probably should have mentioned that. You can find out by checking your orbital speed. You shouldn't have, because you don't have that much delta V in the EVA, and only at like lower orbits do you really have to worry. But it's always a possibility. $21.98, you should be fine. And if not, you could check the tracking station and cry. And when you realize that there's nothing you can do, and Jeb is going to collapse into a ball and burn.
Do it.
Space Reaper. C'est la vie, Jeb.
Jeb is stuck in orbit. How long will he last in the suit? Should we go after him next week?
Realistically, or based in the game? Well, he can stay there indefinitely. In real life, he's dead.
You know he is.
I can't
in about 8 hours. Actually, no, I think about 12 hours. You can make them survive for about 16, less than optimal.
Why you keep asking questions about stuff I don't know what I'm doing? For the answers, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, man, why'd you do that?
Well, at least you're honest about that, baby.
Come on, man, why didn't you know how to land on the moon?
In real life, he's good.
Man, we should be on Elu by now. Returning ore from another star system.
I have no
Impossible?
words for you.
Improbable? Beyond challenging? Insurmountable? I've only gotten close to Elu. I wanted to land on it, and then my computer died, and so I never got the chance. 2 to 3 hours is pretty much, unless you have it all planned out. But for a comfortable experience, you really want like more time. You can't rush Kerbal, and if you do, you die, and then you end up spending more time. It's the old Navy adage of slow is fast, fast is slow. As I said, load the save or abandon him. This never happened. Nobody knows about this. This is one of the like lost. This is Apollo 21.
I really enjoy the videos you made, though. MeltedClowns.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Slapped them together for fun. Fun little treat.
Wah, wah, wah.
This is why, the whole time limit thing is why I keep trying to push it. That you gotta keep going. Because if you have a time limit, you gotta, like, get desperate. Do crazy things.
That's
like
awesome. You're really talented for making videos.
I don't know if I'm really talented, but thank you. Here's a pro tip for next time. Put the date in the... Yeah. Either that or a really specific title.
That's the whole point, is to do crazy things. This, that, and the other.
Persistent is the quick save. It's like the in-game name. You don't want to mess with that one. Well, you can load it, but that's loading your quick save. Well, a quick save is a quick save. You can hold the F9 or to load it. When a hard save, or like just a save, you can name it whatever you want. You don't have to worry about overwriting it. Oh. I don't know. Only one way to find out. Either that or whatever save it was for when you were back on the ground. But maybe learning EVA off stream, or you could try again. I mean, like, that's the fun of Kerbal. It's you get to find out all the painful misery of spaceflight. The joy and struggle and torment of spaceflight. Space. and then they wonder why it doesn't work.
And then they tell us, then we try and debug why.
We don't know why it doesn't work. You can't look at it.
Well, I can't.
Yeah.